Dracula.
Okay.
Hi, this is the Professional Amateur Hour coming to you with another review. This week, I checked out Renfield, and this 2023 film was directed by Chris McKay and stars Nicolas Cage, Nicholas Hoult, and Aquafina, among others, of course. The story of this movie is about Dracula's assistant, and Dracula's assistant is named Renfield, and so he has to get like dead bodies, or at least, recently dead bodies, for Dracula to feed off of. And so it just follows his story, getting these dead bodies, seeing the trouble he gets into, and then eventually he kind of wants to quit his job and how that all kind of goes down. Of course, Dracula is like a powerful narcissist, and so he's got to try to figure out a way to kind of break that spell or that hold that Dracula has over him. What will happen though? Well, you gotta watch the movie and find out. Alright, so let's discuss this film. Well, the first thing we gotta talk about is the Cage Man. Nicolas Cage, of course, is in this one, playing Dracula, and he does an excellent job for what I imagined Dracula to be like, especially coming from Nick Cage too. He is just hamming it up, he's chewing the scenery, he's actually going to town with it. He's not, over the top too much. He is, of course, hammy and corny, but it's not to the extreme. It's exactly how I think it should play out. And so that definitely worked for me. And with the character, has wonderful makeup as well. Something happens in the beginning and his face melts off, so he has half melted face half the time. And I don't know, it's just a really good character, really good performance by Nicolas Cage in this one. I know his acting can be all over the place, but this one, it's a return to that corny, hammy version of his acting that you've come to grow and love, right? I remember I was probably in my early 20s. I just wanted to see all of his movies, so I just watched them all in a week. So I absolutely love Nicolas Cage, and he does a great job in this one too. So thumbs up to you, Nick, man. Also, this movie does have Aquafina in it quite a bit, and I really enjoyed her character too. She plays a cop who is kind of investigating kind of this criminal organization, which then relates to Dracula in some way. And of course, she teams up with the main character. And I don't know, I really enjoy this actress. I think her voice is just so fascinating. I know she's more of a comedic actor, and she does have a comedic role in this one. I like how she plays it. She tries to be, a tough cop, but it doesn't always play out that way. And so her character is lots of fun in this one as well. There's also other actors in this one that do a great job. The villain, I think, is played by Ben Schwartz, and he's a good villain. He's kind of very funny, kind of very charismatic. You really kind of get into his character. You just want to see him, backtalk and insult other people. And I don't know, another good character in there. So there is quite a few good characters in this movie that just add so much fun to it that you can't help but smile when they're on screen. In addition, there are lots of other stuff to enjoy with this one. It certainly does remind me of a superhero movie, because Renfield has superhuman strength after he eats a certain thing. Then he has, again, superhuman strength for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever. And the fight scenes are really good. He's smashing stuff, throwing people. And then Aquafina's there with her gun, shooting stuff. And so all of that definitely works. It has that superhero feel. So if you like Marvel movies, this should be up your alley. There's other story elements that were kind of interesting. There's a lot of it where they kind of go to this AA meeting where abusers kind of get together for counseling. And so Renfield goes there to find victims, or he figures out who their abusers are and then makes them into the victims for Dracula. And I don't know, it's just kind of a fun aspect to it as well. So lots of different fun things in this movie that lots of people will enjoy out there. And lastly, this movie is a comedy, and of course, comedy is subjective, as we always say on this channel. And will you find it funny? I think it will depend on what you think is funny. I would say for me, maybe 50% of the jokes actually landed. If the main character, Renfield, was ever in a joke, it wasn't very funny. If it was the other characters in a joke, I actually chuckled a few times. And so it's not the funniest thing ever. They certainly try to be funny, and it comes across as somewhat funny. So good or bad, it's at least fun, I would say. And that brings me to what doesn't work with this film. Well, of course, the acting is over the top. It's hammy, but I think that adds to the comedy, or at least tries to add to the comedy. Whether it's successful or not is really up to the viewer to take away. And so the acting, it's hammy, it's corny, it's OTT, so it is what it is. Other than that, with this movie, like I've been saying, it's a lot of fun throughout the whole thing. However, it is lacking in what I want to call spirit or heart. There's just something missing about it. Like, there's no emotional stakes. It's just, fun things are happening. So there really is no emotion. I really kind of feel sorry for the character that Aquafina plays. I actually just feel sorry for the actress. She's always in roles where she never actually finds any companionship or any love from anyone. I remember her in Crazy Rich Asians. I don't think she finds a love interest in that one. I saw her in Shang-Chi, where she's like the second billing, right? So she should be kind of the love interest, and they set her up as the love interest. But in that one, like, the joke is that nobody can love Aquafina, and it's kind of similar sense of things in this way. I feel really kind of bad for saying that. Like, I love her as an actress. I really think she's cool, but her characters and the roles she chooses just lack that emotional commitment that would just make people fall in love with this movie. And I think that's one of those things where it is lots of fun, but you can't put your heart into it because your heart never actually goes into it. And it's not really a problem because, Nicolas Cage, he's just there for fun, right? He's just there being crazy. And so this movie just lacks that emotional quality that I think it really needs to, bump it up to that excellent level. As for my recommendation, well, I think most people can turn this one on and enjoy it. It certainly is fun. It has comedy, it has action, it's got superhero moments, and of course the Cage Man himself. What could you not like about this one? And so if that sounds like you, then press play on this one. As for rating, well, I'll give it a 6.7 because I did think it was pretty fun. And with that being said, that's all for now, I guess. Maybe. Who knows? But join us again. Of course, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.